Okay. Hello, people, and welcome to a art tutorial. Today I want to talk about um, shapes and planes. Okay, and this will improve your art by a lot. I mean a ton. All right, just keeping these things in mind. Now, I've been drawing for a very long time, 13 years, but I've only recently really started focusing on shapes not too long. But it's already improved my art. Excuse me. By so much. And I feel like if you want to learn how to start drawing, if you just practice this right here, it's gonna make all your art good. Now, first, I want to talk about the shapes. Okay? Right? So first, now, to draw like a perfect circle, you could just make the hand movement and then just draw when you're ready. That wasn't even that perfect, but it doesn't matter, really. So when the first shape we're starting off with is a sphere, obviously, but it's a circle right now. How are we gonna make it? We have to draw its planes now. Okay. Now, even though this circle isn't perfect, it still has it still has planes. Okay. Like this, right now it's just a flat shape. I'm gonna draw these planes on. Okay. And you can kind of like imagine it like a ball, and you're just gonna wrap it around the other side. It's simple, and kind of close it up. Now it does look kind of awkward, so we can do the same for the side. And then one thing I like to do is right down the middle is draw this right here. Bow, bam. Now, because the circle isn't really that perfect, it doesn't look too great, but just to add a little bit of flair, see that point right there in the middle? I'm going to draw a pyramid in the middle. You could barely tell it's there, but I'm also going to draw a pyramid coming down too. Jeez, I know I said I was doing a tutorial. Now I'm already doing some crazy shit. But this goes to show all shapes have very good plane. All shapes have planes. Okay, all shapes, right? Even this right here, right? I can make this. Let's see. So I want to make it like see, this shape also has planes. It gets a little awkward around there, but yeah, this guy is also plentiful. All right, that's a little crazy shape. That's more of a crazy shape. All right, that could be like a piece of an alien spacecraft or something. I don't fucking know, dude. Imaginations, all right. So the next shape we're gonna move on is the square cube. Okay, now. One thing that you can do is you can put the cube on a very nice. How do you say this? You can put the cube on its own planes. We're gonna do a little exercise, okay? So actually we're gonna move a little bit towards the center. We could do it right here. We could do it right here. So right here, right? I'm gonna draw a cube. This is definitely a cube, but the thing about this cube is that it is facing, that's like a little triangle facing us. I can't draw that well because I'm an idiot, but then we're gonna draw a triangle facing this way and a triangle facing that way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the cube going upwards, cube going downwards. Right now the cube is obviously facing us, So it's gonna be pretty flat, you know. You can add a little shadow, frig it. But now as it goes up, we're gonna draw the bottom part. We could draw it literally the same size. So with your cube on the page, just draw it the same size, right? And as what we're gonna do is we're gonna now go tilt upward and then draw a shorter line at the top, right? And now obviously this is now like a it's still a square, but it's just now shorter at the top, and you know it's coming inwards. But at the bottom we could do the same thing. Bring it inwards, and yep, make that side shorter and give this bottom a little shadow. Now it looks like this cube is lifting upwards, and we can kind of see its planes, you know. The center moved, and you know, as we go down, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to make the top big and then the bottom smaller, and then as we go in, of course, inwards, we're going to make the top smaller and then the back, or yeah, back bigger. Boom. Another, that's the cube going down. So this is the cube like facing us, and then this is the cube turning upwards, downwards. Now a cube, now stay with me here, I'm about to draw like look, this cube is going to be on a different, we're going to draw the cube slanted facing us, because I want you guys to get the innard of the cube as well, okay? So this, honestly, you could start with this line too. You could start by dragging the line and going upwards. But honestly, if you just draw like, it does kind of look like a rhombus, you know, a rhombus on its side a little, and then we'll just draw in the top planes. Now when it comes to drawing the planes, honestly, if you have trouble with drawing a cube, what I say is, I say start with the top first and don't overextend. You can always kind of tell how big your cube is. Here's the thing, you just need to practice drawing these shapes, that's it. And you'll get the feel for always drawing a perfect cube or a perfect circle, because you're never going to draw a perfect cube or perfect circle, but you could draw something pretty close to it to help you out. This is not a perfect cube at all. This is not a perfect cube. This part should be a little bit more this way, but that's okay. I'm not really caring about that part. The part I guys want to show you is the inside of the cube, as now I'm drawing the inside of the cube. Now the cube can be like broken up and used for a lot of things, which is why, you know, drawing the inside, I just sketched on like the outside planes. But like an example right here is, you know, here's a little, if you can tell, that little circle right here, right? And I want to draw a face facing, you know, like I want it to face more this way, right? Facing this way. So I'm gonna draw the plane of the oops. I'm gonna draw a little bit this way. Look, try to focus on this line. Draw the plane coming this way, and I'm actually gonna chop this square up. So instead of it being like exactly a square, it's going inwards and it's kind of chopped off. And you know, if you're wondering, yeah, boom, you have yourself a head, you know, that you can mess around with. And of course, you know, round out, Bam. Add here. Facial features. Let's do that. Let's you know, I'm getting off track. let's continue with the other shapes. But yeah, no, that is the cube. Practice, I'd say practice just this, right? But also practice warping it. Kind of, this one's a little tricky. Try to get that understanding of, yeah, see, I kind of messed up on that one. Like, see, I'm gonna draw this side really skinny, right? So then this side is really fat. It's coming towards me. Boom. Actually, a perfect page that I've already posted, but I've done, and it's already done, is my blue page. Look at this right here. This is so important. Oh my gosh, why didn't I not just start off with this? I'm gonna go back to the other page. We're gonna do stuff on the other page, but this is so important, okay? You see how I want you guys to focus on the bottom row here, okay? I can't really focus on the bottom row, but just focus on the bottom row, right? So what I did was here, I drew a plane, right, as a reference. It's gonna be like the center. It's not exactly perfect, but as you can see, it goes from like this, okay? See these arrows follow I'm kind of ruining this, but it's okay. See these arrows right here? It's coming out here. So I kind of drew them on a plane going this way and going down as well. It is kind of weird, but I really want you guys to take in the shapes, okay? The cylinder, pyramid, right? The cone, where's the cone? I didn't draw the cone down here. There's some cones up here too. It's so important that when it comes to these shapes, they're gonna have like that spot that's like kind of like your reference point for the shape. So like this part of the cube, when I was making this cube, I used this part as kind of that reference. I used this part as a reference. I used this part, this side, I used this side, I used that side. So that's the side like I drew first. Every blue side you see is the side that I drew first. And then, yeah, that's another drawing. Yeah. And let's continue with the spear. Let's do that. Spear is pretty fun. Right? Just draw a little oval, right? And I do like to draw a line in the middle. And to kind of determine if it's like a normal cone or if the cone is like bending, not bending, but like warping, it'll just depend on the size of the one on the bottom. So right now we'll just draw a normal size one. It's about right. So this is just a normal. We can even draw like planes like the cylinder, because it is like a round shape. See? Yeah, cool, right? And boom, that's like that's a cylinder. You can also make like, see how I made this part smaller? This is like a technique like foreshortening right here. So it's like, it is longer than it actually is, but because it's like going down this way, it's just different, you know? It gets smaller as it goes down there. See? Whoa. We can even make it, we're gonna make a big one. And we can make this like it's like, this is a really big cylinder, but we're gonna make it look really small at the bottom because it's super far away. Or it's super far down, whatever which we prefer, you know? And yeah, cylinder's pretty easy, you know. You could use a cylinder for the arm, So here we have like these. Actually, you can use a little shape like this for the shoulder blade. Come up, around. It's not exactly a perfect shape, but boom, you have like that. The have like that. It's like a bean shape. But elbow, and we'll do forearm coming in here. And what we could do is we can draw a cylinder that kind of curves, and for here we'll draw a cylinder that kind of goes and closes in like this, because we're talking about the forearm here. So yeah, and then, you know, throw on your muscles on top. Make sure you draw them right. You know, the bottom part of the arm is more so flat. It's really this part of the arm that's gonna have all that muscle in it. And then when it comes to your forearms, yeah, your forearms start doing some more work. Oops. They come in, they come out, then in. They come out, then in. Kind of fucked up on that. Sorry. I don't know if you can tell, but, you know, it's more like a That is so bad, but let's see if I could draw a better one right here. There you go. Shoulder. See if you can see that. Yeah, you can. So here we have the shoulder, come down, elbow, right? This is the elbow. Don't want to get no one confused. Then we're just gonna come out just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's the side of the pinky, thumb, and here we have some hair. Boom, yeah, look at that. It's a dude. Freak it, we'll just kind of try to finish it half. Wow, drawing a fucking masterpiece in the middle of an art tutorial. Hold up, guys, give me a second. Gotta draw the calf. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like this. Should I draw him with You see, look, you see how I kept in mind about the cylinder down here, and I'm wrapping up, getting ready for another plane. So I just wrapped up, boom, I formed a plane right here. So it looks like this. That's what it looks like in my head right now, like a plane, right? This is like years and years of like thinking experience, but I'm really trying to see if, I'm trying to boil it into your minds as well, okay? So this plane right here, right, that's very important to watch, because this is like, it's like wrapping around the leg, right? It's wrapping around the leg, and that's what I'm kind of using as a reference. I can start drawing his toes. I'm gonna draw a big toe, draw this right here. Look at that, boom. Another thing that helps, that could help, is drawing planes. So like in your background, so we could do this right here, and line, bam. Now he's standing on this plane. So I could have drawn this while he was standing on the plane. And actually, now that I've drawn the plane, I know that I can draw the other side of the leg. Now, one thing that I do want to get into, if you are a new drawer, there are drawing techniques that you're gonna have to pick up that are very much so needed for the drawing world, because drawing is not really that difficult. Drawing is just a series of like S's, C's, circles, jagged line. That's all it is, right? So one thing that you can do to, like, especially to achieve something like this, where you could just, is practice literally doing this. Have pages. I wish I could find the books where I just have pages of just, and even do them fast and also do them slow. Look at this. Look at that. Holy shit. That is one of the straightest lines I've ever drawn. Just practice drawing straight lines. Draw them slowly. Draw them fast. Draw them slowly. And draw them fast. You could draw a lot. Just do, literally when it comes to circle practice, just do this. I have a lot of pages where like I do this and all the circles are smudges because I just do this and I just move on to the next circle and I move on to the next circle and I wouldn't even care. I'll just go on to the next circle and then I'll just go on to the next circle and my hand will be all black and I'm making smudges. But it just gets to a point where then I could just go, okay, I need a circle, right? So I'm just gonna go, okay, boom, I have a circle. And now I just gave that circle planes, right? And that is very, it's just all about not only muscle memory but also your brain. You know, like when I show you this, you know, your brain should activate. You should be like, all right, I could do 1,000 different things with it. You know, I can make a pole. Look at that. I just made a pole in 2.5 seconds. Shapes is everything when it comes to drawing and making art. You can, if you master all of these shapes, you'll be fine. Now going on to the back of this page, I am now going to do, I don't think I've told you about this little guy right here. I really don't draw him much, but you can use him for a lot of different things. You can even connect them with different shapes. You can also connect shapes. Did I tell you that? No, I didn't. I did not tell you that. Look, boom. See the square right here? I am going to connect it with a cylinder. I'm gonna cut it in half right here. Then the cylinder is gonna come out of this top part of the cube and it's still poking out the side. So the side of the cube looks kind of freaking funky. It looks like a disc is literally coming out, but it's like going inwards through it and it's like coming out the back side right here. And just because we turn, now we have to make sense of what the fuck is going on. It's now driving into the inside, and basically this is what we are seeing. This is what we are seeing. And then there's just stuff that we just cannot see. Okay? That is the worst fucking example I've ever shown. That is the most confused. Why did I show you that? Why did I show you that? You can do a cube literally on top of a cube, man. Like, it's not that hard. I actually don't know how to combine that. That looks freaky in its own. Actually, no, it's not. Because if we were to draw another cube right here, and if we were to draw its planes, and actually if we were to keep this guy, yup, you have yourselves the start of a kneecap. Look at that. So the cube is in the middle, and you have a cube on the bottom and a cube on the top, or it would most likely be like a cylinder, you know, because it's the leg. So yeah, it's something different. You also have half cut in to damn, this cut in. Fuck am I saying? But we can also cut a sphere in half, right? Ching ching, and we can make, wow, this one's gonna come out beautiful, isn't it? We can make little what fucking shape is that? I don't know, but it's cut in half. We cut the sphere in half now, and that could be like you could use that as like you know, like you just cut a fruit in half. Look at that. I'm gonna just draw a quick fruit. Clamp, right? But right now, I'm gonna show you, planes. So here we have a line. Oh wow, a line. And honestly, this is really, I promise you, it's not that hard when you get to practicing on planes. Because look, we have our dot here, right? And all I need you to do is just do this. That is like, there you go. You got your planes here, okay? You draw this, you draw a bunch of squares, and boom, you got a plane here. Now this is more like a 1 point perspective, since it's going towards something. It's like going towards the middle. But you see all these, make a bunch of all of these little squares. Try to make them as perfect, not as perfect, but you'll see what I mean in a moment, because what I'm going to want you to do is I'm going to want you to go on this plane, and you don't have to do it perfectly on every single line, but like let me get like a little perfect square. This is perfect right here. Boom. Start drawing the shapes on these planes at their like respective height. So like this is, I don't know, this already doesn't really look that good, but I'd say this one, let's see, draw a little facing down. Yeah, I don't know about this one either. Looks like I'm gonna have to practice on drawing shapes on a plane, but that's all you're doing. You're just trying to draw all the shapes going down to this one plane. It's not that easy, for me at least, but you're just trying to get all the shapes to face this way. And it doesn't even have to be on the ground too. Brody, you can go aerial. I'm visualizing the bottom of a cylinder right now. And so, I try to, I'm sorry. Bottom of the cylinder. Then that is kind of coming in to the center. Yeah. Let's do a pyramid, because it'll look like a spaceship. So literally that's a pyramid. See how the pyramid's going into the middle? Then we are going to do a cone. Ooh, actually I fucked up. Now to draw a cone, you need to understand that the circle can also be like turned around, right? So this is terrible. This is what it needs to look at, like more like an oval going towards the middle, and boom, there you go. That's that shape going in towards the plane. And yeah, I was drawing shapes on planes. And just before I head out, let's just get this bullet in our mind. So what I want you to practice is, that's how you do a circle, bam. And of course, drawing the circle's planes. You could draw it and try to see if you could draw it in different ways. Different angles. The cube, of course. Switch around the cube, draw the cube in different ways. You can draw a solid cube, or you can draw the insides of a cube, I know that looks confusing, but yeah, you could draw the outside, inside. Practice both. Also practice like stretching your cube out, so like low-key turns into like a rectangle. Bring it down, boom. You could draw a finger with that. And you could draw really good hands with, you could draw some really good, that's kind of hard right now, but you could draw really good hands with, yeah, it's actually not that bad. Draw the thumb right here. Yeah, it's the middle finger, maybe. But no, yeah, you could draw, pretty good hands with the use of the French fry method, which is drawing a rectangle. Right? Now we have another shape I want you to practice. This is going to be the cone. Now, I don't normally use the cone a lot, but I'm sure you guys will find different ways. Now remember, you're gonna have to draw this. If you draw like a perfect circle, then the cone's more likely coming towards you, right? So that's why you even want to like tilt the cone even a little bit, so everybody knows, you know, like, okay, that's a cone, you know, that's a cone. The pyramid, you could use this to draw a nose, honestly, but you would have to make different shapes. Cause like if you use the same pyramid shape for every nose, I don't think that'll be so good. So I think you'll be able to even like round out or box out certain parts of it to make different types of noses. You know, this is a big ass nose right here, like Dr. Eggman. He's like, what are you doing? I'm trying to make like a sparkle in his glasses. He's like, what are you doing? I forgot what his mustache looks like. Yeah, look at that. Dr. Eggman, maybe. I'll finish off with Dr. Eggman, and then you guys will have a good day. Please practice these shapes. I'm sorry if it seems like my video is a little unorthodox. I did not take a schmack today, and not only that, I got ADHD, so I'm a bit weird and all over the place. So, go check out my other art videos for sure. You guys will definitely learn something in those videos too, and I hope you guys all have a great day.